10 o'clock show. Today is Tuesday, May 5th. Happy Cinco de Mayo. We're going to start today with some updates from the Deputy Chief.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. In Massachusetts numbers, 69,087 cases with 4,090 deaths. In the U.S., we have 1,212,955 cases, 69,925 deaths with 188,068 recovered, which are pretty good numbers, yeah, for the recoveries. Yep.
Yes. Okay, let's turn it over to Esther, our public health nurse.
Good morning. You guys are going to see a bit of a jump in the tested cases. They have just flowed over into Maven as of this morning. So we have had a total of 539 residents in Bellingham that have been tested, with 93 confirmed cases, 31 active cases, 58 recovered, and 4 deaths as of this morning. And that 4th death was of a resident who had been residing in a long-term care facility out of town, but is listed as a Bellingham resident, and that is why they are included in our numbers.
All right, thank you, Esther, and we're sorry for the loss of that family. Bruce, any updates for the Board of Health?
Good morning, everybody. Just a reminder, Governor Baker's mask order goes into effect tomorrow. His slight changes or differences in his versus the Bellingham's mask order. If you're out in public walking or riding a bike or something like that, you should carry your mask with you so that if you come in contact with other people, he's recommending that you pull the mask up when you're passing or within 6 feet of other people. A little different than what we had, but we're trying to conform with the state's requirement because we can't be less restrictive than what the state hands down. Our board is going to meet tonight, and there are a couple small changes to the mask order that we're doing to align ourselves with the state. That would be the age. We had done 5 years where I felt the smaller ones were more difficult to get a mask on, but the state's put it in 2 years. Not our decision, but we got to go with what the state's recommending. So good luck to you there, getting your little ones to conform. If you want to give me a call, I give you a few suggestions on how you may be able to do that. The other thing is a medical exemption. If you have a medical condition and you can't wear a mask, we've added that caveat to ours to line up with the state. And the state fines are $300 where we were $100, but we can't be less restrictive, so we'll match the state. Hopefully, I don't have to issue any fines. My policy has been, warning. If I catch you several times, obviously, the warning isn't working, and we have to go the fine route. But
I think the bottom line is have a mask with you,
yeah,
just in case
if you
you
carry a
find
mask
yourself
with you and you come into contact with people, the best thing to do is just pull it up, and then as you clear, you can take and put it back in your pocket or hang it from an ear or something.
And I think we have an opportunity as adults to set the standard, right? I've seen a lot of pictures on Facebook with families out, all kids, all ages have masks on. So let's just be mindful of how we can all cooperate. Right?
As I travel through Bellingham, you see everybody complying. Everybody's doing a great job, if you ask me. So.
I mean, I was out. It was a nice weekend. A number of places I visited, a couple ice cream stores. If you're in line, don't forget, maintain that social distancing, and you should be wearing your mask. Most of the stores have their social distancing all painted out, and for the most part, Lowe's and Home Depot, Walmart, everything, the lines are pretty well policed, and people are for the most part, maintaining that distance. So just keep that in mind, and we'll all be safe.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Bruce. All right, today we are joined by 3 VIP celebrities in the Bellingham community that we've invited to come in and give us a little update. First, let's start with, we've got Liz Bell and Mary Kate Bergen from the Hockomock Area YMCA, and Liz, as we all know, is our Director of School Nutrition. Can you guys just talk to us about your collaboration and what you're doing for the town of Bellingham? I'll start with Liz, please.
Hello, good morning. Thank you for having me. Yeah, we're very happy once this started. We were able to kick it into gear and get the wheels rolling to start serving our children while they're not able to be in school. So when this happened on the 12th, we were able to turn around and start serving on the 18th. And then luckily, Mary Kate reached out to us through the YMCA and offered to help assist in not only providing or handing out the meals that our team is making, but also give more opportunity for our families to have groceries and other connections to help during these times. So we're very grateful for our partnership with the Y.
Excellent. Mary Kate, how are you guys able to do that through the YMCA? What's sort of the foundation between the partnership?
Yes, and to echo Liz, thank you so much for having us to talk about this work because it's so important right now, and we're grateful to be able to be involved with the Bellingham efforts that were already, as Liz said, in progress. Our team is wonderful and just had jumped into gear right away. So as the YMCA, we are a summer lunch program sponsor in the community of Milford. So right next door, we serve lunches all summer, and the USDA gave a waiver for those programs to operate while schools are closed. So we started our Milford program right when schools closed, and then we're able to operate a similar model in Bellingham as well. So every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 11:30 to 1, families can drive up, let us know how many kids are in the household, and Liz's team has nutritious, healthy, packaged meals that we just load right into the car. So we're able to maintain all the social distancing and best practices around safety, but also make sure that kids are receiving a meal for not only that day, but the next day as well.
That's awesome. And could either one of you sort of ballpark for us how many meals you've been serving throughout this process?
I can tell you we started on day one with like 20, and now we're up to on average 150.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And I do want to quickly encourage those families that haven't yet to please come visit us. There's no questions asked other than how many kids you need meals for. We are at a 30% free and reduced rate for the Bellingham Public Schools, and we're not seeing those numbers. So I'd love to make sure, especially as times are tougher, that they take advantage of that, whether they were already or need assistance now. We're here for them.
Perfect. And it's just as simple as driving up to the middle school on those days, right?
Correct.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much, ladies. Yes, Dennis.
Ladies, where do the groceries come from? Is that all provided through the schools, or are donations needed? Because we're constantly having people send in information asking where they can make donations if they're needed.
The meals themselves are prepared through our program, so we're doing that. But Mary Kate with the Y, I'll let you answer on that, the grocery piece.
Yes, absolutely. We are handing out take-home family food bags every Friday at Bellingham Middle School as part of the lunch service. So families will not only get the food from Liz's team, but they'll also get a take-home bag with a couple breakfast, a couple lunch items for the weekend. And we've been doing some fundraising through the Y to be able to provide those bags, but there's a couple great agencies in Bellingham, including the Food Pantry, and then an organization called Connected and Inspire that has also been doing a great job fundraising. So we have a flyer that we can provide perhaps to post publicly around where donations can be sent. But of course, healthy, non-perishable foods are definitely something we could use for these families.
And where should people bring those non-perishable items if they'd like to make donations?
Yeah, so there's a couple different sites. They can go to the Food Pantry, Loaves and Fishes, which is at St. Blaise Church in Bellingham. They can go to the Hockomock Area YMCA branch in Franklin, which is on Forge Hill Road. And they can also go to Connected and Inspire, which, Liz, I believe is right across from the middle school or pretty close.
Correct. Yes, it's the old Wegner Farms.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, ladies. Next, I'd like to turn it over to Heather Kempsky, who is a pastor with New England Chapel. And Heather, why don't you share with us some of the things that you are working on to help support people during the pandemic?
Happy to. Thanks for having me. And I'm certainly a very proud Bellingham resident. Thank you for everyone's work towards this. So as Cindy mentioned, I'm a pastor at New England Chapel, who we are based in Franklin, but we serve a lot of Bellingham residents. Right now, like most churches, we're doing that virtually. So every Sunday, we are having a virtual service, which includes music and a message. And then we kind of share with our community what we're up to and how they can help or if they need help. where they can get it. So we're seeing a lot of numbers rise in that. I think during this time, people are starting to explore faith and starting to think about kind of greater purpose and trying to find where they can find strength through all of this. It's a very, very uneasy time for a lot of people. So in addition to the virtual service that we have every Sunday, we also have ready to use opportunities for families to engage in faith at home. So we have stuff from preschool all the way through 5th grade that parents can teach some lessons and watch a video that's prepared for them. We also have a lot available to our youth teenage group. Our youth director is doing Zoom calls with them in a Minecraft church, if you could believe it, on Wednesday nights. He's super creative. But the one thing I really wanted to mention to you, Cindy and everybody else, is tomorrow night, Wednesday, every Wednesday in May at 7:30 p.m., myself are going to be joined by our other 2 pastors for what we're calling NEC Cafe. And it's really a chance to have kind of a coffee and a discussion with 3, and I'm going to say this, imperfect people who happen to be pastors. Answer any questions you have about the God, the Bible, prayer, questions you may not have ever had a chance to ask somebody. So we invite you to do that. And you can find all this information on our website at newenglandchapel.org. You can get the links to any of these things, these virtual events I've mentioned. And there's also a button that I want to point out to all Bellingham residents that says need help. This is for prayer request, pastoral care, or any other things that you need help with, getting groceries. We are here for you. We have groups of people ready, willing, and able to help our community in any way.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, ladies. I'm going to turn it over to Dennis now. Do we have any questions that were submitted?
We do. That was a great update.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
We do have just a few questions. It's really slowed down. One's more of a commentary than a question, really. They're asking, of all the businesses affected by COVID-19, why are golf courses taking center stage? Why not our parks, small retail, or even town hall? And I don't think golf courses are necessarily taking center stage. There's certainly a number of small businesses in town. The golf courses we have in town are owned and family operated, really. At least 2 of the 3 are, but certainly a lot of small businesses are right up there, and we feel for all the businesses in town, and I think generally speaking, that's the message that we've been trying to get out, is how do we help these businesses get reopened as quickly as possible. And I know we're meeting at 10:30, and Dan Spencer, yeah, right, you can, yeah, I'll let you give a plug for that at the end, but
okay,
you certainly can join us. And one other question, and it keeps coming up, so I'll throw it to Esther again. People continue to ask questions about testing and how they can get tested and what the process is, when they should be tested, et cetera. So I don't know if you want to touch on that again, Esther. It seems to be almost a daily question.
Sure. So if you think that you have come in contact with someone who has tested positive for the coronavirus and you are experiencing any symptoms or experiencing any symptoms, you should contact your healthcare provider immediately and let them know who you may have come in contact with or how you're feeling, what symptoms you're having, at which point in time they're going to decide whether or not you should go for testing, and they will direct you as to where you can go to have that testing take place. It can happen in a variety of places, the hospitals, urgent care centers. Some doctors' offices are now providing the testing as well. So you really need to reach out to your healthcare provider. You do still need an order to have the test done. You cannot just show up and ask for a test.
Great, thank you. Thanks.
Anything else?
That was it.
Anything else from, okay. Last, I just want to give I guess a plug is the word for it. We have a meeting right after this today for a committee we established called the Economic Subcommittee. And our goal is to create a process whereby local businesses, golf courses, small businesses in Bellingham can apply to open up during the pandemic. And our goal is to provide them with a list of criteria, if you will, that they need to be able to satisfy things like social distancing, masks, how are forms of payment going to be processed, and ultimately tomorrow have a live working document that we can get out to the business communities so they can start the process of applying. We've got a website excuse me, an email address that you can submit your application. And we're going to be meeting weekly as a committee and hopefully start to see some progress moving forward with some of these small businesses being able to open back up. So be on the lookout for that. I believe we'll be spreading the word through multiple distribution channels with what that process looks and feels like so that we can start to get going.
And the goal is that once the governor eases the restrictions
Right.
on the businesses that were considered non-essential, we'll be ready day one to get those businesses started.
Exactly. All right. Anything else? You want to?
I'll just end with, if you have any COVID questions, you can dial 211. And if you have any questions in regards to your place of work, you can call the Massachusetts Attorney General at 617-727-3465. And they do have business hours, so you call during a regular business hour, you may speak to someone. If not, you'll be placed on an answering machine.
Excellent. Of course, for all Bellingham residents, like you heard from Dennis today, you can email your questions to covid19@bellinghamma.org, and we'll answer them each day at 10 o'clock on this program. So thank you again to our special guests. Hope you all have a wonderful day and enjoy the
Thanks,
sunshine.
guys.
And please wear your mask and wash those hands. Have a great day.
Bye.